of the future. As reported, INDAU-ECTA, that is India-Australia Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement, reflects PM Modi's vision of essential unity of two countries of their future being as strong, steadfast and resilient as mighty India's. While the second phase of agreement will be in place by the end of the year, ECTA deal is apparently fully in compliance with World Trade Organization rules and Article 24 of the GATT, which inter alia allows a country to grant special treatment to another country by establishing a free trade association, provides that duties and other trade restrictions would be eliminated on substantially all the trade among the participants. The elimination of internal barriers occurred within a reasonable length of time. A negotiation for a bilateral comprehensive economic cooperation agreement began in May 2011, including to reach an interim agreement by December 2021 and to finalize a full CECA by the end of 2022. Okay, with a considerable leg up to pharma, textile, gemstone and jewelry sectors. Most of the farming and dairy sector seems to have been kept away from the present agreement given the sensitivity of domestic lobbies. Australian coal will probably get relative unfettered access to India. Two multicultural federal democracies that share concerns about the stability in the Indo-Pacific are apprehensive about Chinese hegemonic design and are increasingly coordinating their policies and are natural partners for the of the future. Let be neighborly. World Bank estimates India-Pakistan trade potential to be $37 billion compared to the actual $2.4 billion in 2017-18. This has now further declined to mere $400 million. While the world negotiates supply chain and trade deals to integrate the different regions, India and Pakistan have created a commercially abyss that divides South Asia. Plan for an integrated power grid and energy interdependence have fizzled out, including Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan and India gas pipeline, Tapi pipeline. Pakistan seemed content with this growing connectivity gap. The civilian leadership have avoided any initiative that has let the army handle India. Pakistan's geo-economic priority now lies towards north and west, especially through the China-Pakistan economic corridor. From Islamabad perspective, there are few incentives to connect with the India towards the east. Pakistan's economic disinterest and growing role as China's proxy pose a regional challenge for India. India's rising global ambition may bar goodbye Pakistan's appetite to disconnect from South Asia and keep the border as hard and securitized as possible through asymmetric warfare and cyclical crisis. Painting of Tipu Sultan victory over British shoulder. The Battle of Polilur, which took place on September 10, 1780 as a part of Second Anglo-Mysore War, was a centerpiece of art of Islamic world and India sailed Sotheby auction house as a visual record of battle, and to commemorate his victory, Tipu Sultan has commissioned a painting of Battle of Polilur as a part of large mural for the newly built Darya Daulat Bagh in Seringapatam in 1784. The next article that we are moving into is related to will support facilitate India EUFTA situation will be win-win for all. India has a reservation on opening up the dairy sector, which is the top export sector for Netherlands. How do you see it getting resolved? Dairy is an area in which we have long-standing tradition. We have a lot of expertise. If it in that specific area, we could increase our collaboration. India has now long relationship with Netherlands, which is 75-year-old now, but now this crisis also in the region abstained from voting against Russia at the UN. Because of this, does the relationship get affected in any manner? How does Netherlands view this relation with India? To us, relationship with India is vital importance. India is truly on the geopolitical power in the world. Secondly, to me, it is crystal clear that if you look at the assets that India has, what it is providing to the world, it's clearly one of the nation playing a very important role in the world stage. Okay, and this is what the article all about. Next article that we are moving into is related to Putin Sobel gambit. Why Russian president ordered that import of gas must pay in ruble rather than dollars or euros? What are the ramifications for Russia and West as well as India? How does China gain? March 23, Russian President Vladimir Putin demanded that European countries pay for all natural gas imports in rubles instead of US dollar or euro. European Union imports 40% of its natural gas requirement from Russia. According to the report, Putin said Russia could not accept the natural gas payment in currencies that have compromised, which include dollar and euros. Our gas supplies to unfriendly countries into Russian rubles. The unfriendly countries include European Union nations, US and UK. We are completely against the kind of blackmailing. These treaties are based on euro and the dollar. We suggest that private sector companies to pay in euro or dollar. If the Putin is not willing to accept this, it's open to him to think about the consequence. Putin's demand for payment only in ruble was intended to increase the demand for Russian currency in the international market. Ruble had been weakening against the dollar in the weeks before Russia invaded Ukraine. It went from around 75 to the dollar to around 85, meaning 10 more rubles were required to buy a dollar in the international market. Within a fortnight of invasion, ruble plummeted to almost 145 against the dollar. Russian currency was set off sweeping sanctions that Western countries imposed. Russian flights are banned in US, UK, European Union and Canadian airspace. As a result of the financial sanction, Russian banks were banned from Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication SWIFT mechanism. On Wednesday, the ruble has recovered to a little more than 85 to $. This happened because European Union cannot reduce its dependence on energy imports from Russia overnight. Getting rubles. How can European companies get rubles? Thanks to the sanction, Russian firms no longer have any use of dollar or euro. As such, European firms will now have to find intermediaries so that they accept dollars and euros, convert them to ruble and give them European so that they can pay for the natural gas imports. Key question is, if the dollar euro to ruble exchange is not possible, then what currency would be used as intermediary? Most likely answer is Chinese yuan. In such a scenario, dollar or euro will be exchanged for yuan, that in turn will be exchanged for ruble. This is what the article is all about. Thank you. If you like the video, please do share, comment, like and subscribe.